Well, hello, Bob Dendry here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here playing Transport Fever 2. Yes, it's finally here. Season 2 of Transport Fever 2. I'm really excited to jump back in. And we are playing with a modded build this time as well. So I've downloaded a heap of UK mods, linked to the collection I grabbed. It should be in the description if I remember it. And we're going to jump in and start building. So, first of all, a couple of changes. Well, really one change. We've gone back to 1850. So give us some extra time to build up a really cool network, a really cool world. And hopefully we don't run out of money like we did repeatedly in the last playthrough. But basically what I'm looking at right now is we've got Long Ridge here. This will be our sort of main headquarters city. And we're going to start off by providing it with some tools which it's requiring. So you'll notice we've got a tool factory over here just down the road, and we have a sawmill up in Birmingham, and we have a few forests around the place as well. We've also got a sawmill over here at Hendon, but I think the one in Birmingham is probably going to be a little bit better and easier for us to use. So, I've not really played with mods in Transport Fever 2 before, so expect me to sort of hobble around a little bit with it. But, you know, we will all learn as we go. So let's get started, shall we? Alrighty, so let's get started building our station here at Birmingham Sawmill. So we're going to be accepting at least 2 forests into here and at least 1 timber train out. So I'm thinking we'll probably start with 4 platforms here, and we'll go from there and see how it goes. As you can see, we've got a whole crap load of different tracks and stuff, all different speed limits. So I'm going to be trying to do the best that I can and try to learn as I go as well. But let's jump into that now. I'm going to be honest as well, I have sort of forgotten how to play this a little bit, so so my apologies if I sort of stumble around a little bit. I'm just trying to remember how to rotate. Okay, worked it out. It's M and N. So let's get that one in nice and close. We also want 4 tracks, and probably we'll start with 400. We can, 240. I don't know what I got 400 from, and we can increase the length moving forward should we need to. But grades are reasonably okay. We will need to sort of, if we're going out in this direction, we'll need to sharply pull it across to the left to avoid this little hilly area here, but I think it'll be okay. Next, we've got the forest here, just down the road, so it'll be a nice short trip, which hopefully we can get pretty much into action straight away, so we can start getting a little bit of money built up. I may have a cat joining me on my desk very shortly, so I apologise if that's the case. And we've got, as you can see, I've got so many different types of rail we can use, which I don't really know all that much about. So I think I'll keep things nice and simple. Just go with standard tracks, but perhaps we can utilize, let's have a look. Are these cheaper? I would assume they are. So 8675 for a length of 84 meters. No, they're not. Okay. We might start with 50. That changing it? It is, but no, the that's interesting. So it's obviously just for a law or whatever type reason that you would have them set up like that. But I'm just going to start with some fairly regular tracks, I guess. Let's just go with the regular ones then, I guess. Because if it's not cheaper for us, there's no reason for us to consider it. Regardless, I'm going to try and keep our curves nice and broad where I can. Once again, just to try and reduce any sort of slowdowns we'll have. But this is quite a short route anyway, so I don't think we're going to have many issues in that regard. Perfect. Well, reasonably perfect anyway. And I'm just gonna put through just a little wow, that's expensive, isn't it? But that's alright. This will be the one we use for the moment. And I'm just going to chuck a quick depot building in. Got actually a few different ones. That's interesting. But we'll just go with the standard one at the moment. Alrighty, and let's get our first train in action, shall we? So we've got a whole lot of new vehicles to use. I believe the D13 is a inbuilt one, so we're going to ignore that. But we've got a lot of different ones that we can use here. We don't need anything particularly fast at this point. It's a short route that is, you know, it's separated from anything else at the moment, but I'm just going to have a look and see what we've got available. I'm leaning towards this saddle tank potentially. It's reasonably cheap. And I think they're all the same price, aren't they? No, they're not. Okay, so we're going to go with the cheapest one we can get, which is this cabless tank engine. And what do we need to get some wood? We've got a flat car here. I think that's a default one, so we'll just have a look and see what else we've got. We've got these bolster wagons here, which are once again reasonably cheap. Capacity of only 4, it looks like. Is that 4 for the whole thing? Oh, okay, right, so yeah, makes sense. Anything else we can add in there? Oh, what about these ones? These ones are a little bit better, actually. Also much more expensive as well. Now we'll go with just these quite basic ones for the moment. Nice long engine, or nice long train, I should say. Look, let's just start with something fairly basic for the moment. So I think that should be good for us. We'll get a quick line set up here. I'll call this one Birmingham Logs. And let's get this train running on that line now. All right, and we're looking good here. Hopefully we start filling up and getting those logs on the way, which they're looking quite good. It's filling up reasonably quick. Obviously we've got a fairly short and low capacity train, so I think we'll be fine there. And next we need to look at getting our second log line in here. So I think what we're going to do, the line is going to run down here, probably just alongside Chester, so we can use it for a passenger, this line, should we want to going forward as well. and we'll just cut down the side of Chester Forest here, and we can then loop up through to Longridge Tool Factory. So it's going to be a fairly multi-purpose line we're looking at right now. Interesting. This actually comes out quite a bit, so we might need to just slightly realign what we're doing right now. That's quite unfortunate because we spent a ton of money digging through that hill there, but it is what it is, I guess. How much is it going to cost for us to flatten this terrain a little bit? Have a look. That's not too bad, actually. That's most of our money gone. It'll be okay. We also need to put our train onto full load as well, actually. Full load. Any. Perfect. How are we looking up here? 96. So we definitely will need to be expanding this one before too long. We've only got a capacity of 36 here, but it is still making a little bit of a profit. And that is always good news. I wonder if we can take a little bit more of a loan to get us started. Nice, we can. That's good. Let's take it up to 10 mil, which in fact is all we can borrow anyway. And so let's complete this line, and let's get these two trains running, you know, with a little bit more capacity as well. Okay, perfect. And let's get a further depot placed here. Lovely, quick line established here as well. And this one's going to be called Chester to Birmingham Logs. Let's get full load on. Now let's get a train created for this one as well. So we're going to go, maybe we'll go a little bit faster and more powerful potentially. Let's have a look. So speed limit here is 64. These ones, what about these ones here? 96. So we might go, yeah, these are more expensive, but this is going to be potentially a main line, so we probably want something a little bit better in terms of the, what sort of, you know, speed they can be doing. I think we're going to go with this Bloomer here, a little bit more expensive, but also high speed it's capable of as well. Okay, so we'll get this one purchased and on the road. Once again, we'll be looking to increase the length of both of these trains as we get some more money in. But that's all happening now, so we'll leave those two trains to run. And why don't we just have a little bit of explore of the map and see what we've got nearby that we could potentially use. So I've mentioned we'll probably be running a line here from Birmingham down through Chester to Longridge. And from there, we sort of have a lot of industry, but not many towns. But it looks like Keighley here as well as Bradford, both potential destinations. And in fact, these two towns here, Newton and also Frinton, look like they're good options as well. They're sort of reasonably large towns, whereas where have we got? Hendon over here is a little bit smaller, it looks like. But we've got a lot of resources that we can be using here. So we've got lots of coal, lots of iron ore, and you know, we can definitely put that to good use. Okay, so Streamlabs was just telling me that I was skipping like 95% of the frames in the last 2 minutes for about 6 or 7 minutes there. So I had this trouble when I started recording Transport Fever 2 last time, and I've just had to tinker with some of the settings, so hopefully it's alright now. In any case, you haven't really missed all that much. I'm just waiting to build up some money right now. But yeah, being able to put on some more trucks onto our trains, so fingers crossed we can get somewhere pretty quickly. Alrighty, so we're starting to build up a little bit of money. We've got $1 million in the kitty right now. It's probably not going to be enough to finish our line to our tool factory over here, but we're going to start working on it. And hopefully as we're building it, our trains continue to bring in a bit of money for us. Perfect, so we've got the line all laid down, so it's ready to go. I think we're just going to put a couple of passing loops in around the place, just to support the operation of 2 trains on this line now. And then we should be pretty much good to just wait until we start to build up a bit of cash to actually get the train into operation, so that is good news. Just quietly, I'm so glad we've got drive on left on now. It was just screwing my mind up in our last series, having to do those calculations of how it was going to work. But it's good, we made it. We got there in the end. We need to go through and make all of those one way. And we've got the money. Let's pull the trigger. Perfect. Okay. So we'll quickly get a new line set up. Over to our new station. Make sure our platforms are set up correctly, which they are. Perfect. And we can get our train applied to the line. Gonna call it Birmingham to Hedden, Birmingham. My mind won't even let me say Birmingham. Wow, okay. It's gonna be Timber, right? That's the name of the good, is it? Nah, mate, no. Come back here. Let's get your line fixed up so you full load. Okay, better. I also realised these little brake vans, which I neglected to put on my other trains, they actually are free and they don't have any running costs. So I'm going to fix up and get those applied to the rest of my trains as well. All right, so we've been spending the last 16 years, putting absolutely everything we're getting for our goods transport into just adding more and more carriages onto our trains to obviously increase the profit. I think it's now time to start planning for the last sort of leg of this little logistics chain that we've set up here, and that being getting goods or tools into Longreach here, which will be our headquarters will be here, so it makes sense for us to start developing this town nice and early. So let's have a look. We'll try to get down a goods station, and it looks like the tools are, fairly close to us here. I would run road vehicles, but I guess they're really slow and stuff at this point, so I think really the only option we have is to be using a train for this. But I think it'll still be okay. We can use a nice, slow, cheap locomotive, and hopefully it doesn't impact us too much. So I'm just going to have a look and see how we can best optimize covering all of the businesses wanting tools. So I wonder if, and we just need a short platform here as well. Back here. So we can get in here. That will cover everything, or almost everything. But I think that's probably about the best we're going to do. And we don't need to remove any buildings if we do that either. So let's get that one down there. We'll get a quick line set up here as well. I wonder if we can... too much slope. I wonder if we can avoid crossing over here, if we can just sort of run it along and maybe have a shorter platform that's pushed a little bit further back. I think that might work. I don't know what we're running here, but we're gonna just use whatever we've got. I reckon that length is enough. I think that should be fine. Too much slope. How bad is the slope? It is pretty bad. I think we can fix it. I think. Yeah, nice and easy. They're way too close together. Okay, so let's get a line set up, and hopefully we should be able to get a train running, getting goods into the town within a short amount of time. And we're going to get started with just a saddle tank, nothing too fancy. Once again, this is going to be running a very short amount of time, so I don't think there's really any point going much bigger than that. And there you go, our first load of tools has arrived at Longridge. So that is this entire logistics chain now completed. So all we need to do is ramp up our capacity on the network so we can increase the throughput and increase the profit, obviously. But that is going to be about it for this video. We've slogged hard for 20 years. We now own a grand total of 4 trains, which is excellent. And we have I think a really solid foundation for us to move forward with this rail enterprise. Let's call it BritRail. Why not? So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. As I said, this is going to be an ongoing series. We are going to focus with this UK themed Transport Fever 2 build, so I hope you continue to join me. Links to my social media are in the description, as are links to the Discord if you want to join the conversation, and buy me a coffee should you wish to contribute a little something for the content. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This has been Transport Fever 2. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.